Alright, set 5 here of CJ versus Air Force Ace. This is Savior versus Anytime. Savior stepping up now to face Anytime, and Ma Jae-yoon, the Maestro, is going to be in Zerg Heaven here, Andromeda. I can imagine Heaven for Zerg being, I guess, a really warm, humid place, plenty of bacteria in the air, and like 15 gas geysers within reach of your hands, basically, while you're lying down flat and eating creep, just consuming gas. And that pretty much describes Andromeda. A very nice ZVP map. And obviously you have to have a big open area in the middle for the Zerg to dance around the Protoss and surround them. So Anytime, despite his impressive performance, should be in trouble here against Savior. Now, Savior on the left looks a little bit, perhaps less confident than he has recently. And for all of you who don't know why, well, don't listen any further then. Okay, for those of you who want to know why, it's obviously it's been a week since he lost in the MSL round of 8 2-0. So, you know, Savior, of course, is perhaps the most temperamental of Zerg players, which is saying a lot because Zergs tend to be pretty streaky to start with, but Savior is obviously famous for his gigantic winning streaks and gigantic losing streaks, of which he just pulled out of a very long one. But the question is he going to be affected by that loss from Zero? Is he going to keep up his promise to destroy everyone in 2009? Or is his loss there in that Zerg vs. Zerg series something that's going to hurt his ego, hurt his sense of self so much, it's going to be like losing the Firebat hero, and then he's just going to slump and go on a crazy nosedive again? I mean, I certainly hope not. Klazard certainly hopes not, I'm sure. But we'll see how he does here against Anytime. This will be an interesting barometer of how he does. Or rather, how he's doing mentally, because, you know, Anytime is not a bad player, but he shouldn't be losing to Anytime on this map with Savior's Zerg versus Protoss game. I mean, Savior is obviously best in ZVPs, over 65%, and you know, he's just very, very good. And he should be able to win on this map, especially just going for a standard macro build. His mid-game and late-game strategy is just so good that if he's in normal form, not even top form, he should be able to win against almost any Protoss on this map. So we'll see what happens, though. Looks like Anytime going to play standard. Oh, no, he's not going to play standard. Oh, man, see, that's something we should note. Sometimes, just sometimes, that pylon's there not for a Forge Fast Expand, but for a 2-gate, which I gotta assume Anytime is doing here. But Savior has gone for an overpool, so this is going to be a very fast game here. It could be a fast game, could be a slow game actually, but I'm going to assume that if Anytime can't win immediately, he is going to lose the game, because, I mean, if Lings get past those 2 gates, it's going to be over, pretty much for Anytime. And Savior, I gotta say, Savior is in a nice position right now. I think he's going to scout with his second Overlord. He's going to scout that starting location. He's not sitting in a drone scout, unfortunately, so that is one problem. No one really suspects a 2-gate on Andromeda. It is so rare because you know, the map is so good for an expansion-heavy game that you know, I really like this play from Anytime actually. You know, it's very, very out of the ordinary, and certainly it's not a great map for a 2-gate, except for the very fact that that you can catch the Zerg surprised. And the problem is, though, for for Anytime, is that Savior went for an overpull, so he should be safe against a Zealot rush here. In fact, Anytime might have to block his ramp just to prevent the Zerglings from killing. And there's Reach. Reach looking worried for Anytime here. He knows how bad it is when your 2-gate faces an overpool expand like this, and you're facing someone like Savior, who's going to figure out what's going on and then just proceed to tear you apart. And it looks like he's going to encounter the Zealot right now, just surround it, and Savior, not even skipping a beat there, immediately microing his Zerglings. Now, Anytime might have some good Zealot micro also. The thing is, with an overpool, Savior is going to have to kill these Zealots before they get en masse into his natural expansion, and what he's doing right now is very good. He needs to kill them off before they get close, because if they get clumped up and up to his expansion, they could still win this game, even though he has the early Lings out. Looks like 3 Zealots now, total for Anytime, and 2 probes, so this actually is going to require a lot of micro from both players. Savior can let those forces take some hits on the hatchery, but he's going to have to pull out some drones, like I'm saying here. Right now, he's going to pull out some drones. He's going to wait until that expansion finishes and put down a Sunken or 2. It looks like he's going to hold his ramp. That's very important. He doesn't want those Zealots to slip through. And looks like he is going to have to be forced to go up the ramp. Savior putting down a creep colony there. It looks like he's going to probably try to drone drill his way in there. And looks like he's going to go on the attack right now. Is he going to be able to defeat Anytime here? Anytime with a 4th Zealot coming in, though, at the perfect time. Savior needs to plant another creep colony. He isn't doing that just yet. He's doing a decent job with the drones, but he can't finish off Anytime Zealots right now. He's in big trouble, actually. I'm very surprised. Oh, man, I thought Savior was going to take this easily, but looks like Anytime's micro is just too good, and Savior, I think, should have been busy intercepting more of those Zealots as they were coming in. He shouldn't have clumped up the Zerglings and just waited. That is actually a mistake that, you know, he really should know about. I guess he, the thing is, he was afraid that Anytime was going to run up his ramp, but it's worth the risk of using your first couple lings just to kill off the Zealots as they come, and now Savior is in a terrible position. He's down a hatchery. Man, this is just horrible. I gotta say, Savior has expanded again, though, to his mineral only, but now he has to concede the ramp. This is just absolutely horrible for Savior. I gotta say, not turning out like I thought it would on Andromeda, and Anytime now looking like a genius for pulling out what is most likely a win against Savior. And I gotta say, some poor Zergling micro, or not great Zergling micro at least, and some very, very good Anytime's, Zealot micro, just very, very good Zealot micro. Very, very Reach-esque, manlots of Anytime here, just picking off the Zerglings. Looks like the Zergling's going to run in, pick off a couple of Zealots, but that's it. Savior retreating now. It's over. Savior can GG, and, well, I won't really say this was a good measure of Savior's skill or not, because this was a fast 2-gate, probably a 9-10 gate with a proxy location, so, I'm not going to say Savior's in a huge slump because of it, but this is a little worrying to me, that he wasn't able, he did so poorly against it, basically, and, I remember I cast the game between Reach and Savior, where Reach 2-gated Savior hard, and it just seems like Savior cannot handle the manliness that is a fast 2-gate rush. It seems to be his weakness against Protoss, is the ultra manly 2-gate. So, anyway, I think Savior actually might have been better off going for a 12 hatch. He might have been able to hold better. I don't know, though. We'll see. We've seen plenty of games with 2-gates versus 12 hatches where either has happened, and now Savior's just staying in to lose all of his drones. GG coming from Savior. So Anytime, 2-0 so far in this series. Obviously, it has to be 0 because he's moving on. And CJ stopped again. CJ losing Savior here in set 5. And Savior, I can't really fault him, but I gotta say, Anytime is playing very impressively, and Savior, well, I am gonna fault him a little bit. That was a little bit poorer of a response than I would have expected from him. But GG anyway. Anytime gonna give a salute, and we're gonna be moving on to Game 6. Stay tuned.